Aloha. It was wonderful seeing you today. Let's make sure we're in tune. Cool. The takeaway from today is our chord structure is just being able to identify sevenths. So when we have a G major, we know that we have our G's right here because with this chord is a this note is a D open, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, and G. So my high G correlates. When I take this G and move it down a half step, I get a G major 7. So if I were to form my chord this way, you could either play a backwards D looking triangle here and then put your pinky out, or you could bar the whole thing because you do know that we're going to be having only these two notes. Ooh. Fun, huh? So what we're going to be able to do is see how G major 7 and a G dominant 7 are totally different chords. The G dominant 7 is what you use to modulate the different chords. So if we were playing G major with a forward roll, then go to the G7, C. Doesn't it feel like that G7 wanted to go back into that C? Well, what if I were to tell you that G7, if I were to play a different 7th chord, in lieu of that G7, I could go to the chord that G7 is the chord of. Let's try an easy one here. So, in the key of G major, a D7, our chord of the day, take a D major, and put this note in instead. So we've got 2nd fret, we've got 1st fret on the B, and then we're going to be lining our finger up top here. It's a little bit of a stretch. So 2nd finger is going to be on the G string, our 1st finger is going to be on the B string at the 1st fret, and then our pinky is going to stretch all the way to the 4th fret. You can keep that D at the bottom open, because that's the lowest note in a D major 7. That D major 7 actually acts as an F sharp diminished. So if I wanted to, I can move from a C major. See how it moved directly into the G major? C major, A minor, B minor, D major, D major 7 here, D dominant 7 into a G major. We just modulated from C major to G major. If I did that in another chord, I would just use the 5th of that chord. We'll talk more about this in the future. I just wanted to make sure that we're doing the highlight on what all these points are on the scale preference. Since it makes sense on a banjo, ukulele, mandolin, and a piano as well, I'm just going to show here with the key of C. The key of C, no sharps and no flats, which means when we play C to C sharp, that's a minor 2nd. When we play from C sharp to D, that is a minor 2nd. So a minor 2nd plus a minor 2nd equals a major 2nd. A minor 2nd plus a minor 2nd plus a minor 2nd equals a 1, 2, minor 3rd. A minor 2nd plus a minor 2nd plus a minor 2nd plus a minor 2nd equals a major 2nd. I'm sorry, a major 3rd. When we have a minor plus a minor plus a minor plus a minor plus a minor, we equal a perfect 4th. And that process keeps repeating until you start seeing these stacks. So when earlier I said we've got a minor 2nd, which is this, and we've got a major 2nd. Well, a major 2nd plus this, minor 2nd plus a minor 2nd plus a minor 2nd plus a minor 2nd equals a major 3rd. So a minor 3rd plus a major 3rd equals a major chord. If I were to do a minor 2nd plus a minor 2nd plus a minor 2nd, I would have a minor 3rd. So a minor 3rd plus a major 3rd is a minor chord. So what we see is our stackings. No matter where we do that, if we were to stack in the key of D major, a minor second plus a minor second and a minor third, we would get that. And then a minor second plus a minor second plus a minor third would be that. So if we were just doing triads, that would be a tritone. But if we're looking for our triad, we would have, because the distance between these two notes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, actually, don't count the first one you're on. So we've got 1, 2, 3. That's a major. 1, 2, 3. There's a minor. So that right there would be D minor, D major, E minor, E major, F major, F minor. So when we're on the banji, we kind of look at it the same way. My F major is right here. If I wanted my F minor, I would move my third to a flat. And I would get the same equivalent, my F minor, F sharp minor, G minor, all the way so on and so forth. So today's chord of the day, play a D major, and then put your finger back here to give us the C note in a D rather than the D. So when we have our D, F sharp, and A, D, F sharp, we drop our D a half step for our D major 7, and then a whole step for our D dominant 7. Both work with the open D note at the bottom. All right, so moving on to greensleeves. The idea of counting this in 6/4, if you're putting your foot on the ground and you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's not quite in 4 anymore. It's in 4, but that just means that the whole thing flows along that do, 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 do. It doesn't necessarily have to be in 4/4 to be having a strict 4/4 rhythm underneath. All right, so with this, we're going to have a pickup note. I'm going to play the whole thing through really quickly, and then I'm going to highlight the two measures that we just wanted to work on. All right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the idea between there, sorry I fudged on that second to last measure and the second to last thing. However, that the moment that I was missing was the same 6 and 0. My brain thought, should I play it up here or should I play it down here? See, learn it one way, learn the other, so you're versatile at doing both. So the idea between the movement down from here, from doing the what are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 10, 15. At the third refrain, the third stack there, the third measure down where we're viewing the grand staff where it jumps up here to the C sus. Let's build it as such. A C major would have this chording. So if you play a C down here and then play an F major, C major for the tone, and then F major for the actual fingering, raise that sucker all the way up here until our finger is right after the 7th fret. So our first finger is going to be on the 8th fret, playing this one up here, and everything should fall into line. Remember, when playing this, the high G note can either be muted with this finger or put it down and double up on the D string and that high G. It will make a great sound for you. There's our C. When we have that top note, we're actually exhibiting the 10, 8, and 10 on the D. What I do is I either use the back fat on that finger to mute the G string, or I just line my finger up on that 9th fret and I have it ready to be playing there by doing the same. So when I have a, I can go, and it goes directly to it. The next thing I do is I keep my pinky there and I drop my fingering. So that finger that was on here to play that lower note, to have this, I drop that directly down on the 9th fret, but keep my pinky there for the, oh, that was 11, sorry. The reason why I don't do it with my first finger, because I want to go down that way. So I need to at least use my second finger and my third finger, whichever one you're more comfortable with. I'll play it 2 times through to show the difference between the two. Or I prefer the second because it goes from wrong fingering, pull off, hammer onto the right fingering, and then I slide that whole structure down to get a nice comfy C down there. Okay? I hope that works out. The next song that I'd like to do would be something along the lines of the holiday tunes as well, so maybe I might surprise you and throw you another one this week. Unbeknownst, other than that, keep working at this one. I would say at this point, start using your rolls to go through here. So if you've got your normal sight reading as open, 6th open, high G, 10, 8, 10, 5. Maybe try moving some of these. What is it? You're just trying to get a little bit more finger movement on here using your forward roll and using your backward rolls. And trying to see maybe an alternating roll. They don't always have to be in here, but when you're having something like this, greensleeves is a very melodic movement. However, we could record ourselves doing we could record ourselves playing the chord structure underneath the bottom of it and then doing the melody over the top of it. What we're trying to influence is where you have your hands. That is the chord. You could build the chord out from up. You could build your D minor underneath that chord and play a full chord. But we're just playing the openness of both the Ds. You could have just being aware that that's the chord structure we're using is the caveat of learning these tunes. So you can play rhythm with chucks. Moving through the chord structure with somebody while the other person plays melody. So maybe next week we'll try and do that. One person does the chord pro, the rhythm, and the other person does the melody. Anyway, it was wonderful seeing you. I can't wait to see you next week. Aloha.